for love, passion. We're talking about the energy of creativity. Mairead has joined us today. She is an awesome singer, songwriter. You're going to hear more about her in just a minute. We're going to be talking about what it's like to open for Bob Dylan and how to keep the passion alive while you're raising kids and creating solo albums. I'm Mairead. This is the Strong Body, Strong Soul Show. Welcome. Here we go.
Break down the barriers, break up the truth, break through the boundaries that squander our youth and burn for love. I just want to burn. I just want to burn.
Hello, everybody. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited. I have Mairead here. Mairead.
Maria.
Yay! First of all, I'm Mairead. This is the Strong Body, Strong Soul Show. The main point of this show is the vibration of peace and positivity that can exude and spread throughout the globe. And I've invited Mairead here because she's from across the globe from me, and she creates music. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Mairead. I was born in Dublin, in Ireland, and I emigrated 25 years ago now to the United States. And I lived on the East Coast. I lived in New York for over 10 years. And I've been 15 years on the West Coast.
Wow.
But I'm still very grounded in Ireland. I go home a lot and my family is there. And so I feel like I'm one of those people that has a foot in two ponds.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, you guys, Mairead lives in my area. I'm in Southern California. If you don't know that, from wherever you're watching in the world, it doesn't really matter. But Mairead is a very talented musician in her own right. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. But I wanted to start off the interview just talking about from where you are now, Mairead. In your career, in your life, your passion. Let's talk about passion. And you guys, I'm all about the chakra energy, right? Next to Mairead is my banner that I use in workshops about the different chakras and their power. But the second chakra, chakra, the color is orange. Yeah. And look what she arrived at wearing today.
Burnt, orangey, reddy.
I love it. And you have really lit your fire. It's remained lit. Tell us a little bit of a history.
Well, I've been singing literally since before I could talk, actually. I think I sang first. My mom said that I was humming as like a toddler, and then I did my first performance when I was 3 years old, actually, at my cousin's house, and I still have the memory of being in the center of the room with about 40 people around me, and I was singing the ABBA song that had won the Eurovision song competition that year, and I got this feeling inside of me. It was like a spark or an energy went off in my heart area, and I went, wow, I like this feeling. And so music has always been my path to my heart and soul. And and I did music all throughout my childhood, but I didn't start songwriting till I moved to New York, actually. Okay. And so then I became a songwriter, and I toured with a band singing somebody else's songs first, and then I started writing my own words and realized, I need to sing my own words with my own voice, and so I went solo. I became a solo singer-songwriter in my late 20s.
Wow. And Mairead, I'm going to share with you guys, because she is going to play a song for us in a little bit. But one of the things that you said was that the lyrics just came through you.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so beautiful and so representative of anybody who has a creative spark. And we all do. Let's face it, whether you're doing a podcast or performing at Madison Square Garden, it doesn't matter how many people are listening even.
That's right.
It's such a gift that you have, and such a responsibility, I think, to share it.
I think, one of the reasons I've stayed connected to my passion is because literally, if I don't sing, if I go sometimes being a parent, when you become a parent of young children, you get taken out of your personal passions for a
Really?
while,
Yes. Yes.
but if you don't reconnect with them, you start to get very sad, and
Yes.
sometimes go a little mad,
Yes.
which I've done and do, when I get sidetracked with the responsibilities that I have in life, because we've
Yes.
made commitments to spouses and kids. But the thing about passion and humanity and art is it's almost like we're a trifecta. And every human being is a creative being.
Yes.
And we've evolved to a society where we sort of say, oh, that's a creative person over there who paints or is a musician, but I go to the office, and it's not true.
Yes.
Every single human being is a creative being. So I'm so glad you're doing this podcast,
Yes.
because it's to ignite that spark,
It really is.
in everyone. And I think for me, because my talent and my passion is so incredibly, like, it's who I am, my job is to live that out loud so that
Yes.
other people can just do it at home,
Yes.
quietly sing or dance
Yes.
or, paint a picture, take out the crayons.
Yes.
If you're 5 or if you're 55.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. And I think it's that comparison to other people. We often will see somebody
Yeah.
paint. Oh, I could never do that. I could never use my voice like that. I could never go and approach someone I don't know and talk to them.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing thing to get in touch with that and be an amazing model for your kids.
Right,
How lucky
right.
are your kids?
That's the thing.
Wow.
I think it's our responsibility as parents
Yes.
in this generation, as technology starts to take over, that we're the generation who knows what it is to be just creative
Yes.
without having something plugged into a wall.
Yes.
And we really need to ignite that, reignite it in ourselves and ignite it in our children.
Yes, but also use the technology to
To-
share
yes,
that raw
which
talent.
is absolutely.
I mean, I'm on the older side now, and my kids still, when I'm out here on social media, Mom, you can't like put something on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm like, why not? Why not? It's meant to travel. Yes, yes,
Right?
Yes, come into the studio,
Yeah,
Mairead.
yeah.
Now, you guys, I saw Mairead perform a few weeks ago, about a month ago now,
Yeah,
probably, and
yeah.
I finally got her to come into the studio and spend some time with me, with you. I love it. Tell them all about the band that you're in for fun.
So, outside of me being a solo singer-songwriter, I am in another band called the Mama Bears, which evolved because of our kids all being at the same school.
Yes.
And we are made up of the former music teacher from the elementary school, another girlfriend of mine who's a singer-songwriter and a solo artist, and myself, and we started to play at an event at the school. Kind of not as a joke, but sort of as a very relaxed, come on, we'll put some songs together.
Tell them the name of the band.
We're called the Mama Bears, and
Yes.
I think it's about 6 years later, we're doing a whole bunch of gigs, doing fundraisers, doing just different parties. We did a corporate event last night, and
That's so fun.
it's a magical way. It really is a sign that if you want to keep doing your passion, and if you're open to it, the universe will provide and space for you to do right in where you think, oh, well, I'm not in New York anymore. I don't get to sing in the way that I used to, but I get to sing and perform with these amazing other women.
That's awesome.
And we have so much joy.
Yes.
I think that's why the Mama Bears are doing so well, because we are joyful and it's infectious.
You know what? We're going to take a break right now, and I'm going to play you guys a song by the Mama Bears.
Okay.
I have that Girl Scout song.
I love it. Let's do it.
So hold on. Here we go with the Mama Bears. Get ready.
And
guys. Wasn't that a fun song? I love that.
It actually makes me happy to sing it.
It really, I'm so excited. It made everybody in the crowd happy. Speaking of crowds, okay, let's talk about your history. And you guys, I mentioned, she is a very successful musician before you had kids. Let's talk about how you shift your definition of what success is. Because a moment ago you were saying when you were 3 years old, 40 people, a big family event, right?
Yes.
Then you go to Lilith Fair, and then you come back and have kids later.
And I'm playing at the farmer's market at the school. It's really good. Not good for the ego, but great for the spirit.
Yes. How fun. And you can feel it when they're playing in the Mama Bears. You feel their joy, definitely. And it's a gift for sure.
I think it's a great question, Maria, because I think in the material world, planet Earth, at times, certainly in the Western world, we really rate success about, how many people you're playing in front of, how much money you make, how big is your name in the world, when really success is about feeling at peace on a daily basis, and feeling like I feel so successful now, thankfully, because I have a great husband. I've got 2 kids who challenge me as any parent, but we're generally
they don't know you're famous.
Generally doing fine, and I'm getting to sing.
Right.
So like that is, and if I was to be doing the bigger things that it did in the past, touring a lot and opening for big artists and being on a lot of festivals, I wouldn't be able to be parenting the way I need to parent right now,
When did you have your kids?
So
in the chain of your career?
I had my first when I was just turning 35. So I had done a lot before my first son, and then my second son, I was just 39 and a half. So I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old now. So I'm still in the meat and potatoes of it,
Right.
And I think now as kids go into middle and high school, parents you have to almost be more on top of it because there's so much coming at our kids nowadays. But at the moment, I am happy to report that with the Mama Bears and with my own, I recorded a new album just over a year ago, and I toured a very little bit with that, but I have a new album out, a solo album. With that and then taking care of my family, I'm just super fulfilled right now. And I've told my ego to simmer down and just be at peace with where we're at.
Yes.
And my time will come again to be able to go out and be more independent.
Yes. Now, just so anybody watching, brag about your history for a second. Who have you played with?
Well, I think the biggest artist that even at the time I didn't realize, I opened for Bob Dylan. Hi, I'm Mairead, and this is one of the title tracks from my new album. It's called Burn. Strong women come out of the shadows. We have never needed you more. Strong women come out of the shadows. Break down the self-serving door. Burn all the pain, burn up the rules, burn through the rage, burn down the bullshit, burn up the lies.
pain, burn up the rules, burn through the rage, burn down the bullshit, burn up the lies, burn through the fuels.
Wow, I just think Mairead is so amazing. I hope you guys are having fun watching this interview. Mairead has 4 solo albums out. The latest one, Burn for Love, is really phenomenal. I can't wait to listen to all of her albums. The rest of this interview is going to be audio only, but at the tail end, you are going to get to see her playing her guitar live again. Let's go. Have fun listening. Thanks for being here.
I just want to burn, burn for love, burn for love.
I opened for Bob Dylan. And
wow.
that was, Bob Dylan is just an icon,
Yes.
a cultural icon. And but I was the only woman.
Oh, wow.
And I was solo.
And
No, I was not in the band.
wow.
I played Glastonbury Festival that year as well on my own, like a troubadour. I
Wow.
slung my guitar over my shoulder and I look back now and I'm like, wow, that was really brave. But I was, when you're in your late 20s or whatever, you're just living it. You're not.
Yes.
And I think my one thing is I wish I had soaked it up more. So young people out there who are free and untethered, soak it up.
Yeah.
Right, Maria? Soak up every
That's
moment.
right. That's right.
And don't sweat it.
Create the memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't go too fast.
No.
Thinking the next thing is going to be better than what you
Exactly.
have right now.
That's great
Because
advice.
nothing is better than that moment that you're in right then.
That's it.
No
And
matter
that's
where
why
it is. Yeah.
Where I'm at right now, I'm really aware that I want to enjoy it.
Yes.
Enjoy this moment.
Yes,
You
yes.
know? So that's my best advice, and also where success comes from.
Yes.
And where your passion can stay ignited.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, tell me about when did you have time to create albums?
So my last album, it was really a little bit of a miracle, I have to tell you. So the election happened, and I was motivated because I was kind
As were many of us. Yes.
everybody has their own set of beliefs, and I had believed the election was going to go another way, and it really bothered me that
Yes,
it didn't.
yes.
And I felt like if I don't create something, I'm gonna maybe go a little crazy.
Yeah.
And so my last album, I recorded faster than any other album. I recorded in 5 months, and I was on the road with it like 7 months after I
Wow.
recorded it.
Had the lyrics been brewing for a while?
So some of the songs I'd had in my vault, you sometimes, but then the title track, Burn, it was just a download.
Yes.
It just, and sometimes songs come like that when they're ready, and I finished it a week before we started recording, knowing it was going to be the title track. So I was a little freaked out, but I was like, no, this song is coming. I know it's coming. And it did. But that was that was the first time I ever went into an album knowing that I hadn't written a title track, but trusting that it was going to come, and it did.
Well, let's talk about that. Just that whole faith and trust in the universe. Like, we've had conversations, Mairead and I, and the connection that we have is so interesting. There's such a synchronicity in the world, you guys, that I'm so excited that she's here. But we're talking about being Irish, being Catholic, being aware that there is energy. The colors, the chakras,
I like to call us, Maria, we're evolved Catholics.
Yes. Yes.
And we're grateful for our Catholicism foundation. I know I am.
Definitely. And I pass that to my kids.
Me too.
And I let them evolve on their own too.
Yeah.
But I think it's so important to understand that God speaks through many sources.
Yes.
It's okay. The moment we start pointing fingers and insisting that one way is the right way, that's when the trouble starts.
That's right. Yeah. Is it a Buddhist saying where there are many paths to one truth? And my father was very dogmatically Catholic, an amazing, beautiful man, but he would be about, the Catholic faith is the only faith. And that was when he would start to feel like that, I just couldn't
couldn't relate to that.
Yes.
And so that's why at my wedding,
yes.
which was a Catholic wedding with a Catholic priest who was a very good friend of mine, but we had my bridesmaids, we were the chakras. So we had the rainbow.
Each bridesmaid
one,
was a chakra color?
Yes, we had red, orange,
I love that.
green. My pregnant sister-in-law was the...
third eye?
The third eye,
yes.
and then I was the pineal.
Oh, that's great.
And so my father,
in
my
white?
father, yes, I was in white, but my father was like,
yes.
the what? The shaggers.
The chakra? Who's shacking up with
So we had, and then the groomsmen on my husband's side were the elements.
Oh, wow.
So we had the earth, air, fire, water, and Liam was the fifth element.
Very cool.
And then we just incorporated a lot of sacred traditions into our Catholic Mass.
Nice.
And people walked away from that ceremony not being Catholic at all and saying that was the most beautiful ceremony, because I sort of feel like if you throw enough muck at the wall, something's going to stick.
Yes,
so
yes,
there is
yes.
truth in everything.
That's why I have so many podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Just keep talking.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to hear it and relate to it in some way.
So that's what I think we're in the process right now. As we see extremes, the reason people are going right or left is because ultimately most people are coming to the middle now, and we're starting to understand our common humanity and our common spirituality.
Yes, but I think it's important too. We need the extremes.
Yeah.
We need the extremes, because sometimes if we see that crazy person at Venice Beach yelling about Jesus, and we think they're strange, and we run the other, but it makes us more sure in what we do believe in.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need a little bit of craziness,
Right.
to bring us to our own grounded. Or if somebody's being too weak and not speaking up, and we can't do anything about it, but we can be stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where I think the light needs to shine, because there's always going to be darkness.
Yeah.
There's always going to be good and bad.
Well, the dark is to show the
need
light.
both.
And
Yeah.
we are in a dualistic experience
Yes,
in
yes.
this paradigm.
Yeah.
I think.
So it's just fascinating.
It is.
Oh my God, I
And
love
that's
the connection that we made. That's a whole other interview.
So we start with music, and that's where we ended
Yes,
up.
yes.
And that's kind of how it is.
Yes,
you know?
yes, and it's spreading that music
Yes,
and that
yeah.
love and that light. And okay, tell us, what is the name of your newest album?
My new album is called Burn for Love.
Burn for Love.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get the lyrics from you, and I think
yeah.
I'll do an episode about the lyrics. They're really amazing, and I'm going to play some of that song for you guys right now. I love sharing your music too on the podcast.
Thank
I'll
you.
have to go find the podcast. You can listen to more of Girl Scout Cookies and Wine.
Yeah.
But and we'll have the rest of the Mama Bears on
Yeah,
another
let's
time
do
too.
that. Let's do
I
it
love
for
it.
sure.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, Mairead. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll be back another time. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you spending some of your time here on the Strong Body, Strong Soul show. I'm Mairead. Just in case you forgot, make sure that you turn on those notifications so that you are alerted when more videos arrive here. Make sure you check out the podcast as well. There's more content over there, actually. And it is being sponsored by Spotify now. So go ahead, check out Spotify if you get a chance. Look for Strong Body, Strong Soul, and I will talk to you another day. Bye.
I just want to the shadows. We have never needed you more. Strong women come out of the shadows, break down the self-serving door.